No, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait.
Hello, and welcome to Acadex's very own chemistry mini-series, but instead of Breaking Bad, we are Down Bad. With that being said, welcome, and in this episode, we're tackling the age-old reaction between baking soda and vinegar. Let's get straight to it. Now, as we all know, the reaction between baking soda and vinegar is something that's puffy in nature. But did you think you could use it to put out small fires? Nay, did you think you could use it as a cleaning agent? Now you could. Small reminder, before we get into things, we need our precautions. As always, even though it's household items, it's still good to keep yourself safe. So, as for precautions, repeating myself again, you need the most basic things you can find around in this day and age. Mask, sterile gloves, hopefully disposable, and if you want, apron, goggles, but those are simply accessories. The mask is simply because this is a pungent and odorful experience. Welcome to the experiment platform. The materials you need for this experiment are a candle, first of all, any candle as long as the wick is sustainable, a lighter, preferably a safe lighter like the one I presented, your vinegar, your baking soda, of course, and your measuring cups. Always remember to keep those. You'll need it for the vinegar and baking soda as the ingredients get technical. And a cup. There are the materials for experiment 1. Now we proceed to the methodology, which is the fancy way of saying how we're gonna do things.
Beginning experiment 1, we take the candle and light it. Now you set the candle aside, take your cup and ready your baking soda. Take your tablespoon of baking soda and put it in the cup. Note, baking soda tends to come in chunks a lot of the time. So that being said, you'll need to jostle your cup a bunch of times. Just give it a good shake. Take your vinegar now, 30 milliliters of it. You can best do this with a medicine cup as those are their standard sizes most of the time. Take something like Pico. Now that you have your vinegar ready, you're gonna put it in the cup slowly. You'll start to see a reaction. The reaction we want is that it's fizzy. What I do here is cover the cup so that I can let the reaction burn out and thus not making too much of a mess. You can do this with any other flat surface that you could dispose of, but that's just for covering it. See, what we just need to do is let the reaction fizzle out. And once that's done, see, I raise my hand. I take the cup and tilt it ever so slightly towards the open flame and it disappears. Just what we wanted.
That concludes our first experiment of the video. Now, what you just saw there was the makeshift fire retardant. Now, we'll be moving on to the second interesting use of the reaction between baking soda and vinegar with a little sprinkle of other stuff. But the important part is it's still baking soda and vinegar. So, experiment 2 is the makeshift cleaning agent. Now, onto the materials that we need for the cleaning agent. We need a bunch of stuff. You need a bigger bowl compared to the cup we used earlier, your vinegar, your baking soda, your liquid soap. You'll need that. A fork to mix all of these, your spray bottle. This is theoretically where you'd be putting the the now made cleaning agent, and then a sponge, but a towel paper would just be an excellent substitute. So now we move on to the procedure for conducting this experiment. We start by taking the baking soda and a big cup of it. We'll need way more than we did last time. So we'll take the cup of baking soda, and now that the baking soda is all in the cup, mind you, baking soda tends to come in chunks and not all in powder. This is fine as long as it's condensed enough you can fit it in your mixing container. In this case, the bowl. So I would then take the cup of baking soda, carefully put it in the mixing chamber. I take my half a cup of mixed liquid soap, put it in the baking soda mix, and let that run. While I put that away, I get my fork and begin mixing. Mind you, since you have liquid soap now, you can start crushing the chunks of the baking soda that seemed to give you trouble before. After mixing the liquid soap and the baking soda, you take half a cup of water, dilute it into the mix, and then mix it again. 30 milliliters of vinegar. My mistake. My mistake was using a small bowl to contain this reaction. As you can see, there's still baking soda evidently in the mix. Vinegar would still react with the baking soda, and even if I attempted to put another measurement of baking soda, it would then make a ginormous mess. With that in mind, that mixture is what you'd need to make the cleaning agent. See what you saw there, it looked soapy. You'd think you'd be able to use it, and you can. That's the magic of the baking soda and the vinegar reaction. Sadly, I was not able to demonstrate the cleaning part of this myself, but I'll now present a clip of how it does work. Keep in mind, these people did the same procedure as me, so everything is the same. With that in mind, we will now discuss the technical part of this. Why we're here. So, with that being said, the heart of this reaction is the reaction between vinegar and baking soda. Now see what happens here is an acid-base reaction or a double displacement that then results in carbonic acid and sodium acetate. What then follows is decomposition when the carbonic acid decomposes into water and releases carbon dioxide. Now see, this is important because this is what put out our candle earlier. See? All comes together. This is pretty quick, and this is why we don't need ridiculous experiment periods. So this pretty quick is referring to the reaction. Doubling down on the technicalities, we have the chemical equation as and its balancing. As you can see here, the most common way to write this reaction is that mumbo jumbo. Note, this does not account for the sodium acetate, and thus another equation is to be made with note of. With that in mind, that equation is this. After this, a decomposition reaction occurs which produces carbon gas that is essential to the experiment 1, the makeshift fire retardant, which is as follows. This. And that concludes this episode of Down the Mad mini-series. To end off with a little brain wrecker, here's a stoichiometry problem for you to rattle your heads around in the comments down below. Here's your simple stoichiometric problem. As it reads, here's the given equation, and the question is how many moles of acetic acid are required to react completely with 4.2 moles of sodium bicarbonate, which is your baking soda. Thanks for watching.